Hi everyone, welcome to Technical Math. I wanted to take a moment and introduce myself. My name is Kim. I am your instructor for the semester. And then a little bit about me. I have been working for FarmRange for about 6 years now. I have a degree in math with an emphasis in computer science, and I also have a second degree in psychology. I was born and raised in Boulder, Colorado, and have lived here ever since and love it. And I have two little boys who also go to school here in Boulder and a dog. And I love to hike and be in the mountains, and that's about me. So now I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to show you a little bit around our course. So let's see. So here is our D2L home shell. So when you go into our class, this is the first thing you'll see. This is where our announcements will be. So anytime there's important information that I need to relay to you, I will post it here, as well as I'll probably send you an internal message um, just to give you guys a couple of different areas to keep track of important information regarding our course. So the first thing that I want to point out is this week one reminders. So this is what is due this week, along with the due date. So it's due Sunday, August 23rd. So you'll read some stuff, you'll do a couple assignments, quizzes. The first quiz is just like it's an exploration quiz. So you just kind of, it's just to help you check things out. And then there's also a navigation quiz. That's just to help you get to know MyLab Math and D2L a little bit better. Otherwise, there are some sections that you'll need to review and do some homework for and some quizzes. So I definitely want to have you pay close attention to these weekly reminder announcements that I'll be posting. The other thing to make a special note of is there is a drop for non-attendance deadline on Tuesday, September 1st. Please make sure to keep track of that, because if you do not do a content-based, academically related assignment in this class, you could risk being dropped from the course. So make sure you get in there and do some assignments and that are content-based. And let's see. So moving on, if you click on the content tab here in the blue bar, this is where you'll find the majority of the tasks that you need to do. So starting here, there's the Welcome Start Here module. So that is just a little information on the course. Then you'll find the syllabus and schedule. So the simple syllabus here will take you to an external link that will walk you through the syllabus, but then there's also the course schedule. So if you click on that, it's just a Word document, and you can go through and find the due dates every week. Definitely make sure that even though there's 5 modules in the semester, you have something due every Sunday. So make sure you look at the schedule, and if it helps to print it off, I would suggest doing that. And then there's some instructions on how to access Pearson. So Pearson is where we'll do all of our homework assignments and quizzes and exams. So that's instructions on how to get access to that. Then you'll see a link for the e-text. So if you click on that, it will take you to the textbook. And then this Pearson Access Launch is where you'll find all of your assignments and quizzes. So if you click on it, what should be there is just the first week of assignments. So actually, let me do this in a different way so you guys can see it a little bit better. So let's see. When you go to content and you click on e-text and access Pearson links, click on the Pearson Access Launch, and then it should just bring up the links to get to access your assignments. So yeah, so here you'll see that for week 1, you have the Module 1 navigation quiz, the Module 1 homework, and the Module 1 quiz 2. So this is the content quiz. This is just a get to know MyLab Math and D2L quiz, and then here's your homework. And then from there, what else? So we have the exam proctoring. So at the moment, our class is being proctored through HonorLock, and that is just an online proctoring system that helps us with your exams, just to ensure that there's academic integrity. And then we'll see that there's a Need Math Help module. So under here is just like some information on helpful resources on videos and things like that, or like tutoring options, websites, stuff like that. And then community forums, excuse me. So this is just links to the discussion boards that are not graded. They're just if you have questions, random questions about the class, or you're having some technical issues or anything like that. And then here you'll see module 1. So the module 1 is for 3 weeks worth of time, but you'll want to pay special attention to the module 1 checklist. This gives you a breakdown of what's due every week. So on Sunday, August 23rd, this is what you'll have due, and there's direct links here to access that information or those tasks, activities. And then during our week 2, on Sunday, August 30th, you'll have this stuff due. And then on Sunday, September 6th, you'll have the week 3 stuff due. So the checklist is a really important area to keep an eye out on. So there's 5 modules in the semester, but each module is 3 weeks worth of material. So as we work through the semester, you'll see that start to come up. The other thing to notice is the assignments tab. So under here is where you'll submit written work for quizzes and exams. So right now you have access to the module 1 quiz 2 written work. So for your quiz that you take in MyLab Math, which is module 1 quiz 2, you'll write out all your steps, you'll do all of that, and then in here in D2L, you'll submit your written work for it. And then the next one over in the blue bar is the discussions tab. So here is where you'll find all of our discussions for the semester. So for the first week, it's just student introduction. So you'll just take a minute and introduce yourself to the class and tell us a little bit about yourself. And then under here is quizzes. So the only thing that will ever be here is the required form for proctor testing. That just tells me a little bit about your ID to make sure that your name in the system matches the name on your ID and helps you understand a little bit about what's expected on the exams. And then the other part is the grades. So check here often, make sure you keep an eye out on your grade and always reach out if you have any questions. But here is where you'll find all of your graded work. And then if you go to class list, you can click on anyone's name and it'll bring it up with an email. So in particular, mine right here, Kim Ness, listed as the instructor. All you have to do is click on my name and it'll bring it up an internal message, and you can send me an email that way if that's easier. But then you can also send me an email via my email address through Front Range, which you should be able to find all of that under instructor information here. Yep, so all of that. And also in our syllabus. So otherwise, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I look so forward to a semester with you all.